Hi guys, good day, it's Minimal from Drift Oragon. Welcome back to my channel for yet another RCDrift video. And for today's vlog, we are going to unbox and build the newly released 3Racing Sakura D5 MR. But first, I would like to apologize to everyone for being inactive, and that is why for this comeback video, we are going to build the Sakura D5 MR. Second, I would like to thank South RC Hobbies. Thank you very much, South RC Hobbies, for making it possible to get this kit just days after the release. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, on to bag number 2 of the Sakura D5 MR build. I'd like to first show the lower deck. They have the same suspension arms, and then for the underneath, I also have covered it with the skateboard deck sandpaper, so it would be protected from scratches. And then moving on to the noticeable differences. First is the upper deck. This one is a different configuration from the RR. The RR is more of like the traditional that we have in the D4 as well, and then the other kit. And then for the spur, they also have the same 83T 48 pitch, and then this one is quite nice for the rear. We could mount the ESC and then some other electronics as well. And then this one for probably somewhere here. And then this part is kind of new. I think this one is a mounting post for the upper deck. It would be somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere here probably. And then this one is for the axle for the transmission. So it'd be here. And then the motor mount is a different configuration. I think this one is the one you could actually move the places or the orientation. And then for the steering bridge, it's also the same with the RR version, also alum. And of course, these are the gears. And then this one, it's kind of, yeah, I kind of remember this one from D4 and then the D3. This used to be a alum, but for the MR, they ship this one as plastic, and it's kind of not so good and the bad for me at least. And then this one is the rear bulkhead. Put it here, and then the bulkhead cover, yeah, also the same with the RR version. And then for the steering, I mean the front bulkhead, so it's also the same with the RR. So I think it's kind of interchangeable parts. And then this one for the steering wiper, I remember from the RR build that I actually trimmed this one, but I think in this version they also have make it a bit bigger. But let's see when I have this one in place, and let's see if I have to trim this one as well. And then this part, I think this is a mounting place for the upper deck. And then this thing is a bit new, so they added a mounting hole for the damper tray. I believe there is a damper tray somewhere there in the other bags, so that it would be the traditional position of the damper instead of the IFS from the RR. But I think this similar part for the RR would also fit in the MR, so that the MR can actually have a IFS. But let's see if after I build, then maybe I will try to do some interchanging of the parts with the RR. Probably in the other videos I will make in the future. And then for the dampers, I mean the differential, I'm kind of disappointed with the RR build. I think 3Racing has to improve the plastic, at least for the differential, because as of now I haven't actually built the actual kit. I already lost thread 2 of the screw here, and I couldn't actually tighten it anymore. And then the diff is already spilling some oil. Yeah, it's already leaking, and I haven't built the kit. So yeah, to 3Racing, you have to improve this particular part. At least if you want to keep the cost down, at least the differential should be a better quality for the plastic. Now onto the rear bulkhead cover. I've already attached the diff and then the gears. I've added a 0.2mm shim on this side and in this side. So this lock is gone now, and it's pretty much fixed, and feels like the machine is just about right. In the manual, they also pointed out that this side shouldn't be tightened too much because it's kind of mess with the meshing, and also have to pointed out that this particular bushing here or spacer is kind of hard to actually put in place, especially with this plate in here. So probably in the manual they have to revise the order, because it's really hard to put the earrings, having this one come first before the gear. So it should be the gear and then this one. On to the suspension arms, upright, KPI knuckles, and then the axle. So for the rear upright, up until here it's pretty much the same with the D5RR. Then they've added this part here to go on top of the rear upright, so it would look like this. You're going to put the screws here, and then this one for the suspension arms, yeah, like that. And then for the KPI knuckle, pretty much have the same holes in the bottom, and then for the linkage and the steering stopper. And for the top view, they changed the holes, so used to be in this part to change the KPI angle, but this one is moved to the front, so it's going to change the caster angle. And then for the steering linkage, they have the same length. Yeah, it would be nice if they have adapt most of the review from the users based on the D5 RR version 1 and then the version 2. Now on to the axle. So for this particular build of the MR, they've actually changed the old design or the traditional design where there is a thread here and then we're going to put the hex nut. In this one, they have the hex tied to the axle. It's like a tube, and then you're going to put it there, and then there's just a protrusion that's going to like drive everything. I don't know about this one. I think they would like to get rid of the pins. Yeah, probably, yeah. That's one of the reason they are trying to solve, to get rid of the pin. But yeah, man, I think innovation and then being unique is kind of good if it's on the positive side. But I think this one is on the negative, just because the axle is one of the most stressed part in the RC. Yeah, moving the wheel too fast, and then you're going to hit the brake. This two part here might be the first one to break in no time. Yeah, this would be the first ones that I could think of that's going to be breaking in the part of the RC, especially 3Racing's plastic. You know, as we know it's kind of brittle and soft compared to what most of the manufacturers have, like Yokomo and MST. And there you go, guys, we're done with the Sakura D5 MR build, and look at that. This kit is amazing and awesome, right? Okay, for the final wrapped up, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of this kit, in my opinion, what I like and don't like about this kit. So first, let's go with the pros. I like the way they kind of designed the motor mount. You could actually move the position forward or backward with this screw here, and then the ESC location here. They added a post or like a plate that we could mount the ESC or some other electronics at the rear. And this plate here, we could also attach electronics like the gyro, as they have advertised in the manual, or probably the receiver or some other electronics that we could put in here. And also, I kind of like the way they designed the upper deck, and then the easy access for the servo. And it's also nice that they included a turnbuckle for this linkage or the steering linkage. And then looking at the manual, they kind of adapt the setting for the Sakura D5 version 2. So they've added a 2mm spacer here, 1.5, 1.5, and then a 3mm spacer onto the post. Okay, so yeah, I think that's kind of all for what I like about the kit. Oh yeah, of course, they move back to the traditional, but yeah, I kind of like the IFS as well. So yeah, let's move on to cons, or the things that I kind of don't like with the kit. First off is the differential. The plastic, as I have said, is very soft and it's already leaking. And then the dampers, still the dampers quality is kind of not so good with the barrel, and then the piston having that much of gap. Yeah, kind of defeat the purpose. And next is this one. I don't know why they have to actually make it slanted. They said in the manual that this one is for the gyro, but I don't think it's kind of practical to have the gyro slanted. I don't know. Yeah, tell me what's your opinion on that one. And also this part, it's kind of annoying why they have to. This is probably a recycled part from some other chassis, but they could just actually printed something with one screw at the top and then one screw at the bottom, and then just a 2 screw here. No need for these other extra parts here. It's kind of add weights to the front. Yeah. And then next is the part where, if this one is your first kit, it's kind of annoying that you have to actually trim the battery tray. It's 1mm and then 1mm on both sides, just to have the battery fit. So it would be really nice if 3Racing would ship the future kit having the battery size incorrect fitment. And of course for the bulkhead, so the bulkhead have to be trimmed so that the bulkhead cover would fit it's kind of annoying why they have to tell it in the manual that the user had to actually cut that. They could just ship it with the right size. And next is for the steering wiper. On this side, it's not actually visible, but in the manual they also indicated that they have to trim the steering linkage or the wiper to be able to have a clearance. Probably we could have it to show there, but yeah, it's not visible that much. That yeah, in the manual they say they have to actually cut it. They adapt it from the version 1's comment of the users, and then in the version 2 as well. So why they cannot just ship it with the correct size? But I think the alum version, they changed the size of that one, or the cut. You don't have to cut, but yeah, pretty much kind of annoying that you have to actually cut that for yourself. And then next that I kind of don't like, or I think the most disappointing part here, is the axle. They changed the axle to a screw, and then the connection is plastic. I don't know what 3Racing had in mind trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, the previous approach of the most company or most RC manufacturer is like the golden rule. It's been proven working and good. There's nothing wrong in that. And yeah, I don't know why they have to try to reinvent the wheel. I think that's kind of wrap it all. So in general, it's kind of good and amazing, but there's few cons that yeah, you'd probably won't like. So here is the Sakura D5 MR on the weighing scale. For the total weight, it is 755.4. For the front, it is 340.2. And for the rear, it is 415.2. For the front to rear weight ratio or bias, it is 45 front, 55 rear. So that it is for the MR build. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the Sakura D5 MR on the comments section. What you like and dislike about this kit. What do you think the Sakura or 3Racing needs to incorporate on this kit in the future build or upcoming builds of the Sakura D5 line. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Like the video if you like, and hit the notification bell for notification for my upcoming videos. So thank you very much, and God bless.